Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. Judgment. Why do we judge other people? Why do other people judge us? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? You look at someone and you don't like their hair color, you don't like their skin color, you don't like their car, you don't like their boyfriend, you don't like their girlfriend. For some reason or whatever, you just don't like people when you see them. What's happening here? And for me, I realized even on my journey, whenever I'm judging people, it's coming from fear. That's the main cause of judgment. Fear and separation. Whenever you feel separated from everything around you, then you judge it because there's a separation. When you're connected to something, there's no need to judge it. Intimidation as well is also another cause of judgment. But a lot of the times I'm realizing one way I've found helpful on my journey for not worrying, to stop worrying, start living. Not worrying about if other people judge you. That's their job. The only question is, what are you doing? You can't control how other people think of you. You can only control how you respond to other people's actions. So therefore, on my journey, I realized the best way to deal with a lot of people who want to judge you, who want to label you, is to be silent. The more you are debating with them, even some people, they want to have debates and all of these things. If you're silent, then you don't give them food. You don't give them energy to feed on. The more that you feed people's energies, then you give them a great appetite. And therefore, silence sometimes is the best remedy, because then they have to actually look at themselves in the mirror to say, okay, what kind of a person am I? Many of us, we haven't had a reality check yet. And for me, when we talk of, we're living in a multi-dimensional universe, multi-dimensional world of many different life forms. Many people are seeing this world in different ways. And everyone here is incarnating for different reasons at different times. There is no time actually, but in different spaces. And therefore, everyone is on their own evolutionary journey. And we have to accept that not everyone is going to be like you. And that's needed, because friction is needed for things to move around in the cosmos. But at the same time, when you realize that, don't pay it attention. What are you inviting? This is the big thing I realized on my journey. Someone can only enter your own dominion, your own inner kingdom, through an invitation. You have a lot of haters out there. And I always say, love your haters. Because your greatest adversary is your greatest friend. They'll teach you more about yourself than you could imagine. But at the same time, you have to realize that when someone is annoying you, don't give them that power of a hater, because then you're placing them as an enemy. They have no power. So therefore, how we define other people, if you are coming into contact with someone who doesn't like you, don't say, okay, that's my enemy. Because when you do, you actually give them power. Instead, you could say, and this is what I'm saying to myself, even what I do on my journey, I just say, okay, this person has their own issues. Many times, we are not other people's problems. We think we are, but actually, if we go back, we realize that their problems existed long before we even got here, long before we came on the scene. Many people, especially now in this 3D density, many people are going through a hell of a lot. It's not easy. And a lot of people just need someone to take it out on. But at the same time, a lot of people who can stay balanced and neutral realize that there's no need to judge. Children live in a state of non-judgment, and that's the only way they can be free. That's why they're so free, because they live in a state of non-judgment. As children, we're not judging. There's no separation. Because we are everything in existence. We're part of the fabric. It's only because many of us, we've sold our souls. We've actually disconnected from the source. And that's how it is here in Babylon. Many of us, we're fighting for dreams and on the road to the riches. That's what the Wizard of Oz was all about. But at the same time, you didn't check who was behind the curtain. You didn't realize that it's like a loop. We're going around in a circle. It's all a test. It's all part of Earth School, where we're realizing that, okay, you're going to end up where you first started. Doesn't matter what direction you take, because essentially when you realize that once you have lost your soul, then you become something else. And that's what's happened through universal mind control. Many people, through religions, through the dead food that they're eating, killing other animals, and all of these things, keeping us in a low vibration. That's why a lot of people are in fear, because animals have been killed in fear. Also, the animals are part of our lower nature. They're symbols of lower nature. So therefore, when you're eating something which is dead and has been killed in agony, you are also going to reflect that lower nature. So that's why a lot of people who are judging you look at their lifestyles. What kind of food are they eating? What are their principles? Where is their heart space at? Because at the same time, it's not just about what food you eat, but at the same time, it's about your heart space vibration. The heart is sending out more electrical impulses than your brain. So therefore, a lot of people, they've shut down their hearts. They've become cold. They've become frosty, icy. And when something is freezing, it can't move. So many people, they judge us because they're also stiff. When you're fluid and you're moving all around, you don't have time to start judging people, because analysis is paralysis. So essentially, for me, I always look at it like this. You even might have family members who say, okay, why are you becoming like this? Why are you eating all this healthy food? Who cares? You're going to die anyway, and all of these things. And you might even have family members who, you might be in a religion and then you're stepping away from outside of it. You're beginning to question reality. And then they say, okay, what's happening to you? Are you going crazy? Maybe you need to see a doctor. And this is what it is. Everyone is seeing the world through a different lens. So therefore, we have to realize and understand that we are only going to see the world according to our own vibration. When you change your vibration, your environment changes. So a lot of people are stuck in a certain vibration right here in the underworld. and therefore, a lot of people are in their lower nature all the time. So therefore, they will always judge, because they're separate. They've been separated from their authentic self, which is also their higher nature. So a lot of the times I always say, just brush it off and breathe easy, because the more you pay attention to something, then it's going to cost you. That's why they call it pay attention, because you're going to be at an expense. So for me, I always say, liberate yourself of holding on to other people's energies, other people's grudges, and realize that that's how it happens. Sometimes people love you, they hate you, then they love you again, because a lot of the times it's got nothing to do with you. You are just a mirror. We're mirroring back to each other all the time. Someone sees you and you're mirroring back something to them they don't like, but they haven't actually taken time to see it. So you're there conveniently showing to them what they don't want to see in themselves. We've got to let that go. And for me, that's how it is right now, in front of the beautiful sun, about to sun gaze and get some fresh air. Breathe. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.